Have a legal question for a Talking Law TV attorney? We offer 3 ways to ask it. Call 888-2037-LAW for our free viewer phone line. Email your question through the website at talkinglawtv.com or text your message to Talking Law TV. Get a link sent to your mobile phone by texting TLTV SAV to 82672. It's legal news you can use when you need it, anytime and any place.
And we're back with our third and last segment here on Talking Law TV. We have Ron Roberts with us from the Rape Crisis Center. Hi, Ron.
Good. Hello. How are you doing?
Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So you're at the Rape Crisis Center as a guy. That's got to be a difficult situation.
I wouldn't say difficult, unique. We got 23 rape crisis centers in Georgia. I'm the only male. And I'm the senior male. I'm the senior violence prevention educator in the state. And not only in age, but I've been doing this 11 years. And I'm very honored to work at the Rape Crisis Center.
And prior to this, you were a police officer.
I was. Prior to coming to the Rape Crisis Center, I was in the corporate world for 14 years. And prior to that, I was a police officer here in Savannah for 4 years.
So do you find nonprofit to be most rewarding of all?
I do. And you know, working at the Rape Crisis Center, you got to have some passion for this work, and my passion came from when I was a police officer and things I saw and situations like that. And being a male, I realized, gee, I thought I was a pretty smart guy about stuff, but I was real ignorant about the sexual violence issues. So,
so let's get right into it. How did the Rape Crisis Center start? Or how specifically did this one start?
Yes. The center started back in 1975 when a group of ladies, one of their friends was sexually assaulted, raped. And they realized, wow, there's not a lot of services for folks here in Savannah. They were frustrated with the police, they were frustrated with the medical, they were frustrated with the courts, and they just wanted to try to do something. They didn't know what to do. So what they did do, they set up a little crisis line and they started answering the phone in their homes with people calling the hotline on sexual assault and rape issues. And that's how it started in '75.
Now, are you also the people that do the kits and go to the emergency room?
We are. And that would be the SANE program, our sexual assault nurse examiners. And these are trained, registered nurses who go out and do these forensic exams at the hospital. And the exams are initiated by the police department. Boy, are they vital. And anybody in the viewing audience that's a registered nurse that would be interested in working with the Rape Crisis Center, please call us, and I think we'll have some information on how they can do that.
Okay, and we'll have a link on our website as well. Is that a volunteer position as the nurse, or is that a job at the hospital? It is
it's working with us through our center. We do give some funds and monies for them to do it. They're not going to make a living doing this. It's a community activity that they're involved in, and they do give some of their time, but we do give them some funds, monies to do the exam and when they're actually working. But it in no way could be a full-time job for them.
Yeah. Are all rapes reported to the police?
Certainly not. Rape is one of the most underreported crimes there are.
So does it have to be a police-reported incident to come to you?
No. We do not require a police report. All of our services are free, and I think we'll get into that in a minute. They do not have to make a police report. As a matter of fact, we can make the police report for them as a third party. So there's a lot of ways we can help them along.
So can they do it anonymously?
We can do the report third party, and where we may not mention who they are, but the circumstances, certainly the suspect. Doesn't mean the police are going to go out and jump on a suspect or anything. They might already have a file on this guy. It might just be more information. So the key there is to get the information to the law enforcement.
Yeah. What percentage of the time does the person know the rapist?
That's one of the myths I was going to talk about. 70 to 80, I'm going to give some statistical ranges. 70 to 80% of the, if I could use the woman as the victim or the person being assaulted, male as a perpetrator, even though 10% of sexual assault is male on male, for today we'll focus on that. About 70 to 80% of the folks who commit sexual assaults, the female knows them. Might be a husband, a boyfriend. Man, I've seen that guy at school. I've seen him in the neighborhood. It's not a complete stranger.
And how much of it would you call date rape?
Quite a bit of it is date rape. Again, I think we can maybe even call it acquaintance rape. They may not be on the date with the person, but they know the person. So again, about 70 to 80% of those are somebody they know. Of that number, well over half could be in a relationship situation.
Does that make it harder to prosecute when you agree to go out with someone on a date and then it's a he said, she said situation?
Of course, I'm not an attorney. You certainly have enough attorneys to deal with that issue. But yeah, the dynamics does make it difficult. You know, there are a lot of reasons why someone wouldn't report. You know, one of the things that I do as the prevention educator is try to educate the community and folks on the issue of sexual assault. There are a lot of myths out there about those issues.
Oh, one of the things I've always heard, and it's sort of, if you're not of that personality type, it's still hard to fathom, but rape's not a sex crime.
Rape is not a sex crime because most of these folks who commit rapes are having sexual relationships. Or rape is a crime of power and control. Why would a guy sexually assault a 9, 10, 11-month-old baby or an 85-year-old woman? It's not sex, it's power and control. Guys do it because we can do it. And that's what a lot of my work is. And look, most guys are good guys. But we are, a lot of us ignorant about this. If I'm around a group of guys, say I'm playing golf, and we introduce ourselves. Well, I'm a fireman, I'm a cop, I work at the ports, whatever. And I always wait till I'm last. I say, well, I work at the Rape Crisis Center. I like to watch guys because they don't know many guys that do that. I get them squirming or, hey, I'm so glad, man, I'm glad a guy's doing that. Then you'll get this. And they're not doing it to be mean. Hey, man, I know a rape joke. I don't like rape jokes. I'll say, well, look, man, before you tell me that rape joke, put your mama, your sister, your girlfriend, your daughter as the female. Let me hear your joke. You can see them thinking. They don't want to tell it.
Yeah.
Then you'll get this guy. You know where I can get raped? Our male's vision of a rape. Some woman grabbing us and throwing us down and having her way with us. Sign me up for that. That's not a rape.
Yeah, no.
You know, and I'm sad to say this, but for most males, for them to understand the issue of rape, I have to use this analogy. Yeah, I know where you can get raped. When we finished, I'll put you in the car and take you down Midtown Savannah. I know big old Bubba would just love to get a hold of you. I ain't talking about... We don't understand this issue. It's difficult for us because it's not an issue for us. I don't walk around worrying about being sexually assaulted. So it's really hard for guys.
Do you deal with incarcerated people as well?
Funny you would mention that. I've just started an initiative working with the Transition Center here, Department of Corrections, working with guys who are transitioning back to society, yeah.
And so on the outside then, who's the typical rapist? Is
typical
there such
rapist
a one?
Is a male, surprise, surprise, 20s to 30s, regular looking guy, whatever that means. He doesn't stand out. It's not a guy that stands out, and those are the guys who are successful. The other thing I want to mention is the typical rapist is a rapist who will interracial rapist. In other words, it'll be black on black, white on white, Hispanic on Hispanic. You usually think, oh, it's all No, it's mainly same race assaults. So that's the typical rapist, which just to look around the community could be, golly, anybody. Yeah.
How do you prevent it?
Prevent it.
I mean, since 90% of the time you know the person.
And most guys, if they start something like that and the woman is assertive back, most guys will back off. The longer it goes on, the more it's apt to happen. The other thing let me throw out, if there's alcohol or drugs involved, it just decreased it tremendously that something can happen.
And is violence always associated with it as far as lingering injuries?
That's another myth. I do police officer training. Say we got a police officer going on a rape call, they walk in and the woman's standing there with no signs of an assault. It doesn't mean it didn't happen. As a matter of fact, most women who have been sexually assaulted have no outward sign of an assault. So that is a myth. They don't have to have physical, visible injuries for a rape to occur.
Okay.
And most time they won't.
And how can people reach you?
Well, they call our office at 233-3000. We're a nonprofit in Savannah. We've got a website, rccsav.org, our crisis line, 233-7273, our toll-free line, 1-888-241-7273.
Okay, thank you so much, Ron, for being here. Hope you enjoyed this episode of Talking Law TV. We'll have links to all that on the website. Make it a great week. We'll see you again on the next Talking Law TV. Bye-bye.
Closed captioning services provided by the Web Advantage. Design, hosting, and multimedia solutions for businesses like yours. Produced by Tandem Productions. Distributed by Legal Eagle USA.